Hi everybody, this is Courtney Walsh and this is week 5 of Scrapbooking Your Faith, and I am really excited today to talk to you about the prompt for this week. And I know that some people have said they really want to jump into this, but it's just really hard right now. It's the end of school and there's a lot going on, and so I would just encourage you to write these down somewhere, just kind of bookmark them so you can come back to them, because we all have things on our to-do list that are they're like up on the shelf, and we're going to get to it when we get to it. And so who knows, you could slam out, all 5 of these in like one weekend, one day, if you get motivated and inspired. So this week I want to talk about something. I've had kind of a light-hearted week on my blog, except for Monday. Monday was a post just really about encouraging people to accept the things that they're good at and accept the gifts that God's given them. And I am still toying with an idea to create a layout about your gifts, but I couldn't even get myself to do it. It's like I was thinking about, well, I could write about this, but I don't know, I would feel so weird saying that I'm good at something. And so this is something that I think it's just ingrained in us, especially as girls, to not be able to say, I'm really good at this. This is what I'm good at. This is what I do. And so I don't know, if I get the guts up to do it next week, maybe that'll be our prompt for next week. So I sort of put a little twist on that, and I want to talk about what God says about us, as opposed to not, your truth, not that, but what God says about you as opposed to what people say about you. Because in our lives, we all have people that are going to talk negatively about us. And we're all going to have these things that sort of we carry on with us that we think people have spoken over us, or we think are true, because so and so believes this, so this must be the truth. And so this is about one of the biggest things that I've learned over the last 2 years especially, is that really the only person's opinion that matters is God's. And so if I'm putting other people's opinions above what God says about me, then I'm sort of doing a disservice to him, sort of offending him, I think, and insulting him, and saying, you don't know that much because all of these people say this, or because so-and-so said this. And it seems like there's always a couple people who are pretty outspoken, and those are the opinions that we choose to focus on. So this week, I want to encourage you to take a look and strip away the things that people have said about you, and look at what God says. What does God say about you? What does he say in the Bible about you? What are some quotes that really speak to your spirit? If you're not a super religious person, what are some things that are actual truths about you? For my page, I thought about doing just kind of a pulling out a bunch of verses that really, really spoke to my heart. I just decided to keep it really simple. And the simple truth of what I came up with is that I'm loved. And here in the journaling block, there's a couple of verses that I said that I was knit together in my mother's womb, made in his image. I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. And his is the only opinion that ever matters. And those are things that I really want to challenge myself to hold on to and to believe, because I am a people pleaser, and I like people. I want people to like me. I get really upset when people don't like me. I stew about it, if there's any kind of conflict in my life whatsoever. And so I think I'm learning that, conflict isn't necessarily a bad thing, and you can't please everybody. So the thing that you have to do is to really focus on, this is what God's told me, this is what I know, I'm supposed to be doing, and that's what I have to work towards. And the rest of it is extraneous. I mean, you can't change what people think. And so this week, I just want to encourage you to create a layout that really focuses on, the truth of what God says about you. And if you want to put, a lot of times in like retreats and stuff, you write down all the negative things that have been spoken about you and then like throw them in the fire. Well, I don't play with fire, because that would just me, clumsy, bad. This is why I can't cook. I always burn myself, drop something, hurt myself, and my poor husband just has to sit there and watch and usually jump in and save me. So I would encourage you to maybe do something like that, and don't feel like you have to burn it. You can flush it down the toilet. But think about those things, because they're not true. Just because some person said it, what about your opinion? Is your opinion of yourself that you're never going to amount to anything, or you're not good at this or that, or you're never going to be a good enough whatever it is that you want to be. You'll never be a good enough artist, or it's frivolous to spend your time doing art because, you know, it doesn't pay the bills or whatever. And what is the truth of what you believe? And write those things down and get them down on paper. And at the very core of it, what does God say to you and about you? And he's for you 100%. And so that's kind of where this whole idea comes from. Oh, and I have to say too, this is like my photographer, Lindsay Lou Photography. She's awesome. She came and photographed my my book signing. This is from my launch party for my Sweet Haven summer book. And she was just messing with her settings, and she took this picture. And so when she gave me my pictures, I thought, that's a dorky picture. I can do something fun with that. And I think it's one of my favorite pictures because it's like, that kind of sums up how I felt. I felt a little weird, you know, to be this, you know, center of attention, and to have these people come out. And but it was the most humbling and amazing experience I think I've ever had. So that's what that picture came from. There's kind of like a two-sided thing here going on with this page, is the picture and then the words, which, you know, is what a scrapbook page should be. So I really want to encourage you to do that. And also today I wanted to announce that I'm going to be starting a Facebook group for Scrapbooking Your Faith. So it would be a good way to share layouts, ask questions, deliver prompts, that sort of thing. So if you want to join, if you're a friend on Facebook, just shoot me a message and we'll get you in the group. I haven't officially started it yet because I don't want to add people without their permission. So let me know. Okay, and we'll be back next week, and maybe we'll have the courage to talk about our gifts. Thanks. Have a great weekend.